Hello everybody and welcome to another week of Airsoft Cup Series racing, this time bringing you a race down here in southern Florida at the Homestead Miami Speedway, also the host of the Airsoft Cup Series championship race. Last time we raced here was in that championship race where we saw Charles finish off a phenomenal season last year, the 10-win year that brought him his first ever ACS championship, and we're here today for another 80-lap race in what should be a pretty fun one. They've tried to edit the setups multiple times to make sure the racing here today is at its best. Let's get a look now at the qualifying order, as qualifying is currently ongoing. You can thank me for finally getting a little head start on the streaming today. We're not going to be cutting it close or right on time. Let's go to the board though. It is currently Charles on the pole right now, followed by Ern with an impressive lap time of sub 30.9 really. And then we have D-Money in third, Farrell in fourth, Freddie in fifth. Man, he's got to get more practice. He is really selling his chances here this year with lack of practice and responsibility. Following him is Jackson, who's had a very impressive season so far. We will show you those driver rankings here in just a minute, and just to see how far he has really gone from last season to now. Then we have Dreamer following him, and then currently on the track is JBX, who just set his outlap. Is about to come around the track for his official lap time to end. There he is in turns 3 and number 4. On the front stretch, we'll see his time right here and where he'll place. I'm expecting a top 3 right here, and that is what it gets. Is it's third place, right behind Ern. A great showing in qualifying, but the best one so far this season for him. That 65 of Ern. We'll see if anyone else can try to top him. I don't know. That may have been everybody right there. Unless we have one more going around that I'm just completely missing, and I don't think we do. I think that is everybody. Let me take a little quick look to see if we have a little qualifying thing here. We may not. The Bush Light Pole Award. Do we have a thing for that here? If not, it's alright. Looks like we do not. But that's okay. So that means Charles for, well, I can just check how many times this season. It's just his really second full race this is going to be. So it's his first pole of the year, coming off of his first win of the year last race at at Darlington. Pocono was before that. Let's go back to Darlington last week. It was really a battle between the Fredster, the 24 car, had a great showing last week, except for when he would just get caught up in these either self-mistakes or mistakes that he got involved in. For example, late in that race, hitting the barrels going into pit road cost him there late into the race, giving Charles those last 10 laps to lead and take over the field to get his first win of 2025. But now let's take you trackside to see the starting order really fast. If I could literally remember it, that would be fantastic. We'll just wait till they line up. A very nice venue and setting here with an updated track model. We'll see if this stands. It's gotten mixed reviews so far. I think racing wise, some people liked the last model better, comparing it to the practice in this season. But we'll see. It definitely looks nice, very detailed. The sunset there off in turn number 1, the billboards there in turn number 2. As we wait for the rest of the drivers to line up, there is your starting grid right there on your screen for today's race. Charles finally running an actual scheme. Same for Farrow, courtesy of your boy making that 11 for him. Well, let's wait till they get lined up. They edited the Highline script right before this, to try and nerf it a little bit. We'll see how the drivers can manage that here during this race, and what is pretty sure a 53 lap race. I guess we'll just have to see. So they're trying to get lined up to get ready to go here. I think we got a car going through the limiter on pit lane. The Straight Talk Wireless 80 here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. This will be a track to get some great pictures at, that's for sure. With the goofy Discord notifications there. So we got some drivers AFK though, hold on. Just gotta get that really quick. All right, let's bring you the starting grid for today's race. Starting on the pole, it is the number 1 of Charles, getting his first pole of season number 5. Starting beside him, a career best start this season, the number 65 from DTM, that is Ern. Starting in the 3rd place spot in the 47 part-time car for Outlaw Motorsports, it is JBX, who has a win this season already. And then starting beside him in the 4th place spot, it's going to be the 99 of D-Money. He's shown a lot of strength and speed here lately, trying to get his 2nd win now of season number 5. And then starting behind him is going to be JDM. That is your top 5. And we are green because they just never say when we're going. We are green here at Homestead. What the goof. And they are all hitting up into the wall. What the heck? Lot of aggressive driving there towards the front. Can they settle it out there as they get to the backstretch? Ern had a really bad start, got banged into a couple times. Three wide there. And now it's towards the middle. It's JDM, Charles, and Ern. Ern is going to get passed by Charles. Charles on the wall, though, as he makes contact with JDM. Down into Jackson, into the apron. Gets it back up the track, and they will keep it going for the most part. JDM with a verbal warning there. Oh, went up into the wall. There's a wreck. It's JBX and D-Money. Oh, no. Some good drivers now set towards the back of this field. And leading was the 2nd place starting position. That is the 65 of Ern, followed by the pole sitter Charles, who got involved in a little incident. Charles is apparently going only 178. His speed is broken, and they need to move out of the way for him. He's going to have to go through the limiter here. So it is Ern in the lead. Smoke in the back. Looks like we're okay. Jackson in 2nd. Jackson in the preseason rankings was in 12th in those rankings. Whoa, what is going on in the back there now? Who was that? Was it Dreamer? Honestly, I forgot Dreamer was in this for a minute. He's also been a driver that has probably taken a good step this season, but still need to see more from him. And that has mostly been consistency. Charles is, whoa, running up into Dreamer. He's trying to get his speed. Okay, he had to go down in the apron, that's why, to get the limiter. Which I think he had to do at Darlington too, if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of that one. It's now getting closer and closer here between this top 3. JBX putting the pressure on his former teammate of Ern. Jackson, or not Jackson, but Ern will lead yet another lap. JBX closing in there towards his bumper now, makes the move to the inside lane. And he's going to be there with him through 1 and probably 2 as well. But can he prevail there on the inside? Ern drops back. JBX, your new race leader here at Homestead. Now the field mostly saying single file, looks like. But a little bit of a bump from Ern as he's trying to get back that race lead. Here comes Jackson from D-Money Autosport in 3rd. JDM in that 22, running a little classic scheme there from last season. Contact between the leaders, Ern and JBX. But like I said, JDM running that classic Blue Angels 22 car this season by permission of Sport, the last one to run that scheme. It's only a 50 lap race, not 53. Close enough though. The field window today, the field window is between 16 to 19 laps, so we still got about 10 more laps before we start seeing some various cycles, I'm sure, or various strategies between some groups. Top 4 is really all here together though. JBX looking to make a move. Gets to the bumper of Ern, little nudge. Ern's gonna defend that bottom well though. Is it still gonna be him versus JBX for the race lead? JBX with a quick little move down to the inside, maybe a little fake there from him. And that's going to get him right there with them. JDM right behind him, Jackson on his bumper, and they're trying almost to stack up there in 4. JBX on the inside, JDM up top to push his teammate of Ern, and that's going to keep Ern there right with JBX as they enter turn number 1. JDM now up a little bit high and into the wall though. So with JBX now on the inside, but no, here comes another push from JDM to keep Ern right there. He is saving his butt right now. With some bum draft there on the outside lane, holy. They almost went 3 wide for a moment. JBX a little up the track. Can he finally clear Ern right here? It doesn't look like it, nope. But he will lead another lap here today. He's the leading car out of Outlaw Motorsports. Farrow and Charles not far behind though, as the rest of the pack's closing in here on these leaders. Might have a pretty nice pack here in about a couple laps. Jackson now to the race lead with a move down on the bottom. Can he defend it well though in 3? Gets a huge shot from JDM. That's going to send him way up the track, and another one from JBX as they are 3, almost 4 wide in turn number 4. And to lead the lap, it's going to be JDM over Charles, maybe not. They apparently tied on the ticker. Oh, Farrow up into somebody. Oh, and that is Jackson. Farrow up into Jackson there at a turn number 2. That will likely bring a caution out. How's that not a caution, Kyle? Kyle. There we go. Caution is out for the first time this race, and another car in the... I do apologize there for the pause in commentary. Had to go AFK for a couple minutes to talk to one of my parents. Says JBX was in the lead off of that. I couldn't really tell because I had to go AFK. They're gonna try to back it up. They need to spread out. They need to back up is what they need to do. They are pushing into the pit lane. I don't think there's going to be any drive-through penalties for speeding right here. And look at that. 2 drivers getting greedy for the first pit stop. I don't know why people do that. It doesn't really help that much either. So we've got 2 cars in 1 pit box there. Kyle's observing it. Kyle's also about to run into people if he's not careful. I think they're going to be okay though. So let's watch this race out of pit road. You saw JBX, who was leading there on pit road, take that very last box. JBX with a great pit stop though is going to gab the rest of them. JDM in second, It is Earn, Charles, Dreamer, Freddie, Pharaoh, D-Money, and Jackson coming out last. I think they were the two to take that very first stop. I'm going to try to get some pictures here in just a moment. Let's take a look, though, at our updated ACS driver power rankings this week. They were dropped yesterday. As you can see from his win last week, the number 1 of Charles has kept the top spot. Dropping from second to third, though, is Freddie. Yet to get his first win. He did show a couple of strengths, though, especially last week. We'll see how that will hold out for him, though. So, still a lot of work to be done for him. And then into third into third is Freddie from dropping. But then going into fourth and fifth is two JDM and Winner, the two DTM drivers, rising into the top 5. The biggest jump in our power rankings is Jackson in the 36 for D-Money Autosport. Now, he picked up a little bit of a controversial win at Daytona, so he jumps from 12th to 6th, but has also had very good showings at Darlington and Pocono. Pocono got involved in a wreck late, screwed his chances, though. He had a pretty good chance to win that one, too. And then a big drop is the 44 of Drew, who has not really shown up that much. And then when he has, he's been towards the back, so he drops from the top 5 all the way down to 8th. And then Dreamer and Pharaoh are two drivers that weren't presented as full-time during our preseason rankings. And so that is kind of why they're towards the bottom right now. But still a lot of changes that can be done, though, in the power rankings. We're only a couple races in. And let's get back to the starting, or the rest of the pack here, to see when we're going green, because I have no idea. Let's get JBX on. There we go. All right, here we go. 10 seconds left until we are back underway in green. Only 11 laps in, but the field just pitted, so it's going to be till about lap 26 or 27 now, and they're back underway until they have to pit again. Sorry, I should have said that. JDM with an early advantage, but JDM down in the apron. What the heck? Oh, and goes up into JBX. Still side by side, looked like in turn number 2. Let's get to them now. It is JBX, and it is still JDM there battling for the lead. Earn, who has had a very strong race thus far, he is hanging out in third right behind those guys. A huge shot from JBX out of turn number 4 gives JDM the lead on that lap. JBX now back to the bottom. These two are really liking to battle it out here. They're wasting no chance at taking back a position from each other. JBX with a little bit more of a run there out of 2, though. He's not going to clear him going into 3. Although now he will as he drops down to the bottom. Maybe a little bit of a bumper run. He has it. Gets backed off a little bit, but he will be there on the inside lane. And so right now it's going to be this top 3 battling, because here comes the 65 of Earn. Through in his 3rd season now, still seeking his first victory here in the Airsoft Cup Series. He started on the front row, though, so definitely signs of he knows how to run this racetrack. He did a lot of practice time here before this. We'll see how it pays out for him, though, as he makes contact with his teammate JDM, and that makes him fall back a little bit to hang out with the 11 of Pharaoh in that Coconut Red Bull machine. Let's get back to the race lead, though. And what has been a pretty good battle since that restart. JBX is in control right now. Field is definitely more spread out than it was at the beginning of this race. We'll see how long that lasts, though, as they're single file. JBX going to take the bottom here. JDM going to be on the top lane, which is where he keeps it for the most part, but will back down as JBX to lead another lap here in that part-time car. Again, not full-time, which is why we didn't include part-time drivers in our power rankings. Just because why would we if they're not going to show up to almost every race like some of these full-time drivers have been and plan on doing. Let's go look at a bit of a battle in the back, though, because I see, what is it, Earn and I think D-Money trying to battle for 5th place and 4th place. Freddie right behind them. Not seen too much of him so far in this race. Same can be said for Dreamer and Jackson, but Charles finds himself there in last place. How that happened, I'm actually not sure, but we can go back on it later. Who in the world? Sorry, I got like so distracted from what just happened. There was a guy in the 44. That's Drew's car. He didn't realize we were racing. What? There's a ticker and everything. Oh, when I looked back to the back for 1 second and Jackson was nearly getting turned by last week's winner, Charles. He's being aggressive there on his bumper down the back straightaway. Is that Dreamer wall riding? Oh, what in the world? They're crashing on the front stretch. It's the leaders. And they're going to be 4 wide. It's JDM and JBX. What in the world just happened there? Dreamer needs to stop wall riding. And Dreamer just left. His car's ghosted. Oh my. Hold on, get his car out of there. Get his car out of there. How do I stop his car? How do I stop his car? That is just, oh my gosh, Dreamer buddy. How in the world are we gonna stop that? If we try to stop it, he's just gonna... Okay, just let it go by. Let it go by. How in the world do you even stop a ghosted car in this situation? Like... You just have to let it go by. I mean... Dreamer's just the biggest dummy here, if we're being honest, though. How in the world? Like... Sorry, we're still trying to watch this race, but get a freaking ghost car stopped because some dude just doesn't know what he's doing. Sorry, we're gonna try to get this stopped, guys. Yep, y'all saw that. You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anyways, let's go back to the freaking race now. So what happened with that ghost around the time of the ghost car? We had JDM and JBX, the leaders, get involved in a crash with each other. JDM right now sitting in 3rd place, and then JBX hanging around there towards 5th place. What caused that, I don't really know, but we'll just have to figure that out later, I guess. I didn't really have a great angle on it. But it's Charles, who just came from last place, controlling the race lead now. Last week's winner, trying to make it back-to-back now. Why would he not want to? Nah, whatever. Not a lot of commentating going on right now. Sorry about that. Thing to note though, we are halfway through this race. It's a lot closer now between the pack after those couple of incidents we had there. Whoa, Ern and JDM looked like they were about to get aggressive, and they kind of do. Charles goes up the track. They're stacking up for second, though. And Charles is going to have a lead here out of turn 2. Contact even more, though, between the DTM teammates of Ern and JDM. They need to get that situated. Looks like they finally will. But here comes JDM creeping closer to Charles, trying to battle for the race lead here.
How many laps left?
It's like 24.
Okay, then I'll be able to then I'll be able to commentate for part of it.
Scared me. Oh, Charles in the turn. Charles gets it saving though. He's gonna be back in the lead though on the backstretch. Pretty defined line there now on the inside. Charles has something to probably say about that. He said, "Oh, never mind." I don't know.
Charles actually has a completed scheme this week.
Yeah, I know. He finally completed his scheme. That's not even that great. I mean, it's okay. It's not that great though.
I think it's good.
It's not a lot, but yeah.
I honestly, in my opinion, I don't think you need a lot on a scheme.
Everyone, hold up. He said everyone's pitting. Oh.
Oh, that's a little bongo insane.
And
What the?
Goes sideways. They're gonna have to slow. JDM definitely sped.
JDM sped. Charles sped.
Did they?
The blank car sped.
JDM definitely looked like he. I don't see the red light.
I see the red light on Charles's car.
And JDM is gonna have to serve a drive-through penalty. Holy.
I guess it's only my screen then. I don't know.
JDM definitely sped on pit road. That's not a question. I saw that from there.
Pharaoh, the only one who stayed out, probably will pit in a couple laps, depending on if he did before.
Oh yeah, I just realized that. He's also wall riding.
Gay.
Let's see what he does here. Does Pharaoh come into the pits? He will not. Stays out.
Yo, what Fred boy doing?
He's not had a great race overall, but I saw that, yeah. I saw the last bit of that.
Whose car is stopped on the backstretch?
It was Dreamers. It was ghosted because he literally lagged out in the middle of the pack.
Oh.
JDM serving his drive-through. There he goes. It's going to be tough for him, man. He was hanging with the leaders for most of this race, or at least trying to, but then got into JBX earlier. And now just having to serve a drive-through, it's going to kill him with almost 20 laps to go here. Let's get back to this main pack here. The top 4 is kind of close together. D-Money not far from JBX. JBX with a beautiful pit stop though, as he's going to be in the lead right here. There's JDM now serving his drive-through penalty. It's going to be a tough day for him now after what looked to be a promising one.
JBX in the lead, currently holding off D-Money.
Here comes D-Money, now down to the inside on JBX.
Down low.
Can he clear him? No, he won't. JBX battling there right beside him. And then in third place, it's Charles in the number 1 car. He's led a good chunk of this race as well. They're up until those pit stops that we just had right there. $18 laps to go from Homestead. D-Money is your race leader over JBX in the part-time machine. And the next full-time driver following them, it's the number 1 of Charles, and then the 65 of Ern, who's having a pretty good day so far. Started on the 2nd place spot. We'll see if he can catch up to this top 3 though, as they're getting closer and closer. At least the 1 of Charles is to that back bumper of JBX. They're out of 4. Pharaoh said he finally is going to pit right here, and there he is. So Pharaoh down pit road. Stayed out for quite a
Is
bit
Farrow like a
there.
lap down or something?
I think he is going to be a lap down, yeah. We'll see, though. Actually, he's going to cycle out right here, I think. Is he not? I think he will cycle out right here, yeah. I think on
Charles
the lead
does
lap.
pass JBX.
Actually,
The
I don't know. He's
teammates.
going to be ahead.
I think the teammates are gonna work together. Whoa, D-Money down low. What the frick?
D-Money back up the track. Oh, goes over to the wall. JBX takes advantage and goes to the inside and emerges into the race lead. Contact with Charles, though. I think...
Good lord.
I think Farrow is on the lead lap, but he's about to be a lap down. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're going to get him right here, is what it is. Charles trying to creep onto that inside. He's
Yeah,
going to be there,
it's some
too.
bumper lock earlier with Charles and D-Money.
Oh.
Has that been a prevalent issue today?
I've not heard of it too much. Bump draft, though, was a talk before the race. They tried to nerf it beforehand. Still seems like it's effective, though.
Ern actually,
here comes Ern, yeah. Ern having a pretty good day. He's going to be right here with this top 4. Coming to 14 laps to go. Ern trying to apply pressure now on D-Money. Can he make the pass on him for 3rd place?
We don't talk about Southside. I think Jackson's the only guy from Southside who's like
Jackson's
really
on
shown up to anyone.
D-Money.
Oh, he's on D-Money's team. Never mind.
The only one on Southside is literally... Gosh, even knows who at this point. They've all left, so I'm kind of still confused about it. I think it's literally just Ginger, Cut, Blue, and Ginger, Blue are gone. So it's kind of just... Or Ginger and Cut are gone. It's kind of just Blue. So, yeah, not much of a team.
Barely shown up.
And speaking of that Farrow potential lap car coming up right here on these leaders, they might have to fly the blue flag for him soon. They're starting to gain on him. Side by side for the lead again. It's going to be Charles now taking the race lead. It's a good battle between this top 4 here. As Ern's hanging on right there with them. They're side by side behind Charles, and he's going to extend his lead. They're out of 4. I think they're going to catch Farrow with about 10 to go here.
I think they'll catch a little sooner. That'll only be if Farrow screws up a little bit.
Oh, they'll catch him. And Farrow is actually just saying, I'm going to go ahead and pull off for you guys.
Well, that's a good man.
Classy move there from the 11 of Farrow.
Respect. JBX trying to hold on to 3rd place right now.
That top 4 is still all together. We're gonna have to pit one more time though, here in about 5 laps.
Oh wow, not a lot of fuel life.
Or might be more than that. It might be like 8 laps. Farrow's got lag, and we have Jackson coming down pit road. Is that what I heard? Yes. Jackson is on pit road right now, actually.
Oh, apparently Farrow lagged, but... And then he kind of wall rode a little bit, but we'll ignore that. It didn't gain him anything.
At a turn 2 right here. Charles still having the lead. It's D-Money there in 2nd. Top 4 still all running together here. I'm getting good pictures. Or I'm going to try to right here. Before they come in for that last pit stop.
See, that's
last week's race after those pit stops, it was Charles leading the final 10 laps to get him his first win. Let's see what happens here with 9 laps to go. Can he hold on?
I gotta see. Shit, see. Alt 1, that's it. I'm getting some photos for you as well. Charles says it might be good to the end, so... I wouldn't really know. Then again, all these guys did pit together. But I wouldn't
they pitted with like... How many to go?
like around 20.
Just 70-80 feel. It's gonna be a close call here.
That's gonna be.
I don't think I would extend the race or shorten it. I think this is good right here where it's at.
I think it's good.
With now 7 to go. All right, I'm taking no more pictures now. I gotta lock in on this race here. Top 3 is really stacked up close together now. Ern's really stayed in about the same spot. I think he's gonna be just fine right there with him.
It's D-Money.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there. And then D-Money, oh, they're gonna come into pit.
Whoa, what?
So they all faked him out.
Oh,
can Charles make it in? Yes, he can. Wow.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I think Charles
was
trying to
really chaotic.
Charles is trying to fake them out there in the chat. I think Charles was trying to get him to pit early.
Yeah, and it nearly killed
Or don't pit at all. It didn't work though. I thought the same thing. I was like, there's no way they're gonna make it to the end here. And sure enough, here they are on pit road. It is your leaders of D-Money, Charles, JBX, and Ern for their last pit stop right here. Ultimately to probably decide this race here. Here in these final few laps.
Ern out pit box.
Ern is out.
There
JBX is out just ahead of him. D-Money a little bit of a lead. D-Money, they're gonna be side by side there.
D-Money will come out just barely in the lead by like half a car length.
JDM yet to pit, it's gonna be just ahead.
Ern's decided to screw the splitter and destroys it in the grass.
So D-Money comes out ahead of Charles, but not by much. He's right there with him. Meanwhile, in third place, it is JBX, who came out a little bit behind the leaders in that top 2, and then over Charles, a little bit of a shot on D-Money there, and four laps to go here.
D-Money has a dead sponsor on his deck lid.
JDM is the only one that still needs to pit, looks like. He is the leader, and they're not far behind him either. He's going to have to pit here in the next couple laps. This is your race. This is for the race win right here. I think D-Money and Charles are just going to battle it out here. These final 15 laps they've been battling ultimately, so we'll see what happens here at the end.
Maybe Ern and JBX could catch up, but I don't think so.
I doubt it, looks like. I don't think they will, no. I think it's going to be these two cars, D-Money and Charles. Speaking of JDM, here he is. Still yet to pit. Will he pit here? He just better not do nothing to... He's not going to pit, and they're going to catch him here probably. 2 laps to go.
I think if he was going to pit, he'd go down low. And
ooh, this is going to be close then. I mean, if he can make it, I don't know if he can make it. He's going to try to give it all he can, though, to try and get a second career win. That's JDM in the lead, but here comes Charles, though. Out of that main group of leaders, Charles to the inside.
I think Charles is easily going to pass him.
JDM
is...
may have had to pit right there. White flag. I think he was trying to pit. He was. He's out of fuel.
Oh,
he's out of
fuel. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
And that is going to gift Charles a win.
Well, Outlaw back. Charles is still an Outlaw, right?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah,
all right, out of turn number 4. Wow, lab car technically running out of gas. It's going to give the number 1 of Charles his second victory here in Season 5.
I'm going to be real. I think JDM's now going to be one of the more hated drivers.
JDM just lost
a good
bit of respect from this field here today.
Wow.
And with a pretty big gift there from JDM, Charles gets his second win.
JDM needed to pit the lap before. And Pharaoh also running out of fuel. Where the hell is he?
And so after all of that, it's going to be Charles winning back-to-back races here in the Airsoft Cup Series and what should have been him versus D-Money for the win. So, I feel for D-Money, and as a team owner here of JDM for DTM, I am not really sure what to think. I don't like that move at all from JDM, though.
That was... and he said he had no choice.
Yeah, well, he did.
Pharaoh barely pulling through, actually ran out right as he crossed the checkered, I think. Wow, man, that's... I would say an upset finish, but I think Charles kind of had it in the bag anyway. Unless they got physical in the last lap. At least he won in a completed scheme this time.
Well, it should have been a battle between D-Money and Charles, which it was for the last 15 laps up to that last one because of JDM and the 22 running out of fuel. Wow. Heartbreaking day for D-Money. He still gets a second place finish out of that, I think, but actually we'll have to go back and see. Sucks for him, man. He was looking for his second win of the year as well, and ultimately gets ruined by a driver that was yet to pit, and I just had a feeling was not going to make it to the end, and of course he didn't. Well, we're going to bring drivers up to the stage here in a minute, because that's going to be something to hear, I'm sure. So just you guys wait on that. Wow. Not even sure what to say after that. I mean,
I really feel for D-Money there. He won. Didn't he win last week?
No, it was Charles.
Oh, that was Charles that won. Yeah, he won the week before. That sucks.
We'll be back after a short break here on ARN. We're going to get things set up for this post-race interviews. Be back here in just a minute. All right, we are back here on ARN, and we are now with the race winner of Charles, winning back-to-back races here in the Airsoft Cup Series. Charles, congratulations on your win here today, and what did you think of the battling you had there in those final 15 laps with the guys up front?
I think JDM is a hippo. He's very fat and he shouldn't be allowed to race. He takes up way too much track space. But if he wasn't a hippo, I think me and D-Money could have had a great battle. Would have been dogfighting for the win, but you know, it's just unfortunate that happened. But I felt like we had a very fast car all day. We kind of messed up the first pit stop. We kind of sped. I got hit, but Kai let it slide because he's a dub goat for real. And then the last stop, we just executed good, and we got out about a second ahead from JBX and John, and I think that's what got us the win today.
All right. What are your thoughts on respect after this race? Not just with JDM, but really any of the field. What are your thoughts because of that incident? Does that change your feelings on everybody else here today?
Not really, just JDM. I think he's just a fat hippo.
Well heard and well understood, actually. I agree. Congrats on your win here today, Charles. Go celebrate with your team. And the next person we're going to bring up is the 99 car of D-Money, once we can invite him to speak.
There he is.
Hello there, Mr. D-Money. Unfortunate way to end the race for you today. What's your thoughts on the 22 car?
No comment.
All right.
Understandable.
Any changes you want to make towards next week with how you can maybe even handle situations like this, if that's possible?
Maybe have the driver running out of fuel go to the inside, because Christ almighty, I don't even want to get into how disappointed I am right now. And I know it's just block racing, but it is what it is. Congrats, Charles. Turning into another classic battle between me and him until my unfortunate demise to the hands of JDM. He knew exactly what the hell he was doing, and I'm not gonna take shit from him the rest of the season.
All right, message well delivered. Thanks for coming up and talking with us. Better luck for you next week, hopefully.
Sorry to see that, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Real quick, Kaio, me and you will discuss penalties after interviews, please.
Next person we're bringing up,
Thank you.
47 of JBX, who ran pretty decent all race up there with that top 4. JBX, what's your takes on this? What do you think about that finish there? And are there any changes you could have possibly made to stay up there with the top 2 after that pit stop?
Well, whenever we came into the pits, I was on the outside of D-Money, and D-Money slid up and made contact with Charles, so then it screwed up both their entries, and it made me slow down and had a bad entry to pit stop, so it pulled them ahead. And then coming out of the pits, whenever they got behind JDM gave them draft, so I couldn't catch. I was just, I caught 2/10 by that race because of that. He just gave him draft, and I didn't have no chance after that.
All right, what's your thoughts on the team's performance overall today? Are there any changes you want to go over with before we head into next weekend with your guys?
The only thing, Pharaoh, I forgot. Why did he get so far back there? Did he speed? Yeah, he sped. Never mind. The only thing we gotta work on is speeding and then staying away from JDM.
All right, thank you for coming up and speaking here. And then the
Thanks,
last
Daddy.
person to bring up is gonna be the 65 car of John Engel. John Engel with a pretty great race here today, I thought.
Hello, John.
He ran up with the Mr. Engel. Would you like to? Oh, I'm getting spammed in my DMs. Hold on. Why would I interview Dreamer out of all people? Who knows? Mr. Engel, would you like to? Mr. Engel.
Mr. Engel?
Why am I getting spam pinged? Kyle, shut up.
Okay, who's spam? Who's
Oh,
spam?
it won't let Mr. Angle up. Kyle, can you please bring Mr. Angle to the stage?
Help! It won't let me.
Wait, guys, let's interview Freddy. He hasn't had an interview all season because he's ass.
I just want to say he's done. JDM's done a full race more than me, and I'm ahead of him in points.
Kyle, are you able to get Mr. Angle up here?
I'm trying, Mr. Angle.
We'll take a moment. Ah, frick. We'll take a moment for Mr. Angle. Oh, Mr. Angle's, Mr. Angle.
I'd like to say Freddy is washed.
Hey there, Mr. Angle.
He's still not.
By the way, Kai, I don't know if you heard me. After interviews, let's talk about penalties.
Yep.
So, because I'd actually like to do that again.
Well, while we wait on Mr. Angle, Freddy, why the frick are you so bad now? Start showing up to practices, you bum. You freaking suck. You're worse than.
He wants to come up.
I'm not
bring him
letting
up.
that man. Oh no.
You guys just
Remember, I'm still streaming.
Freddy, shut up. You're horrible, bro.
And this
Your
is
average
why,
finish is 20th. And we have a
Freddy, I would like to say that you're a unmotivated piece of crap. You had multiple chances before the race to join in practice, but you chose to play tower defense and other Roblox games. You are a disgrace to my team. I want better out of you. You're a bum.
so I still don't get to explain anything. Okay, that's cool.
He's
What
gonna
was
blame
bad
his
is he does
controller. He's
not.
just a terrible driver. You can't blame your controller.
It's actually a
Dude,
keyboard.
I can't do
Freddy's actually
anything when
the villain.
my game is stuttering every 0.5 seconds.
Maybe you just suck.
It's not,
Well,
it's not letting
Mr.
you
Freddy,
turn up.
you used to brag about having a great PC and performance on that, and now it looks like it's karma. So
Get him,
get better.
Jesus. Get him,
It's not
Jesus.
It's not my PC.
Final
It's
four to
internet
competing for
problems.
last.
I don't lag because of my PC. It's the internet. That's the
Freddy, how do you
issue.
feel to be competing for a Final Four spot just to be competing for the last transfer spot? I cannot speak.
Mr. Angle, does it not still let you up?
It's not letting him up.
That's sad.
We'll go to Racing Channel. There's no point in this. Except I'm muting the drivers that
Yeah.
don't need to speak. It's like Freddy and Dreamer and people.
Oh.
No, I'll mute them for you.
Alright. Here we are. Now we can talk to the number 65 machine, Mr. John Angle. Mr. Earn, you had a pretty good showing, I would say, today. Ran in the top 5. They put some jet fuel in your car, by the way. Just had to let you know that. That's why you're up there. But what's your thoughts on the team after today, Mr. Angle? Especially after that finish, Mr. Angle. Is Mr. Angle with us? Mr. Angle has left the building.
He's re-entered the building.
Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Angle.
Thank you,
Alright.
Bray. My mic has been being weird all day. The team has literally changed 0-bit. JDM barely a help to me any of my runs ever. Winner isn't. I don't know who else. Freddy doesn't do anything. Freddy's mid. I'm sorry. We had a good day. 65 Chevrolet. Fish Delish back on the car. First race of the season. I don't know about the jet fuel thing. Charles did good. G Money did good. Congratulate the two of them. I think they did really good. Good showing. I don't know. I think our team needs to have some meetings. There's something up. JDM just needs to. I don't know. JDM needs to be taught something. Someone's gonna have to teach him. It's just BS and it's annoying as crap. Just whatever. Good run. Yeah. See you guys next week. Where are we going? Let me check schedule.
Where the frick are we going? We're going to the dadgum Five Flags Speedway.
Oh wow, this is gonna be great. Last time I raced there was in truck tryout, and I won that.
Yo,
I just saw a
Let's see how that
car
goes.
fly.
Y'all, I better see Bugs Bunny over there.
Oh.
All right. Well, with that, guys,
Thank you guys for
that's-
having me up. 65 fast. Let's go.
yeah,
Yeah.
sort of. All right. Thank everybody for showing up today.
Shut up, man.
I was just joking. We're
I
gonna be
gotta
here
unmute
next
some
week
people.
for another great ACS race. Hopefully.